apparently Bush was considering replacing Dick Cheney in 2004 with, of all people, Bill Frist. Okay, fascinating. But he didn't. He said, and the reason he considered and the reason he decided against it are both interesting to me. One was, he said he considered it because there was this image that Cheney was secretly controlling him. And he said he didn't like that. He wanted to let people know he was boss. First of all, that tells me that you're massively insecure and that you're a child, right? Look, if I was the president, I wouldn't care who people thought was secretly controlling me, and I wouldn't want to show them. That wouldn't even come into consideration, right? But the reason he was nervous about it is because it's true, right? And finally, how did he make the decision that he was going to keep Cheney? He decided, well, I'm going to keep Cheney because he helped me to, quote, do the job. In other words, he was controlling you. Okay, you needed him to help make the decisions because he was the one making the decisions. You're a child.
But also, who suggested that he get rid of Cheney?
Who, quote unquote, suggested it? Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's playing him like a puppet.
I mean, come on.
Like, who's the guy who suggested he should hire Dick Cheney? Dick Cheney.
And then
who's the guy who pretended to suggest that, hey, maybe he should reconsider Cheney? Cheney. Who's the guy who convinced him at the end that he should keep Cheney? Cheney. And then, ironically, Bush was trying to get rid of the idea that he's controlled by Cheney.
Right. Well, Cheney was trying to get rid of the idea that Bush was controlled by Cheney.
In Bush's head.
In Bush's head. But I can't let the Kanye West thing go because it's let's spend another 45 seconds on this, because he made it as clear as could possibly be, writing that a lot of criticism as president. I didn't like hearing the claim that I lied about Iraq's weapons of mass destruction or cut taxes to benefit the rich, but the suggestion I was racist because the response to Katrina represented an all-time low. And then Matt Lauer follows it up with asking him about it. Yeah, I still feel that way. No, that's Kanye West. Sorry, as you read the book, Bush tells Lauer, I felt him when I heard him, felt him when I wrote him, felt him when I'm listening to him, meaning Kanye. Lauer asks if some people are going to read that now that you've written it, that you might get some heat from that. Bush says, don't care.
Typical Bush. Can you imagine Obama saying that, by the way? Hey, you might get heat on that. He's like, yeah, don't care.
Yeah.
Obama would never say that.
You're not saying that the worst moment in your presidency was watching the misery in Louisiana. You're saying it was when someone insulted you because of that. And Bush holds firm on that, saying, so Lauer even gave him the out. And I would just like to, we discussed it last night, so Kanye West is the worst thing that happened to George Bush in his presidency. Not going into Iraq when there were no weapons of mass destruction and the hundreds of thousands of people who died. Not Hurricane Katrina and the misery caused there. Not September 11th. 9/11, a bad day. Kanye West, the worst day.
And by the way, I'm going to let you finish in a second, Ben, but I got to jump in here in honor of Kanye. Bush, you said that picture that Jesus just had up. Go back to that for a second. Bush said that this was his other problem with Hurricane Katrina, this picture. He said, I regret flying over and looking out the window. No, but that's an image problem. That's not a substantive problem. What you should regret is the over 1,000 people who died during Hurricane Katrina because they came and told you it was coming, and you told them, I don't care. You remember the video of him being in the Crawford Ranch, getting the briefing, it's coming, it's going to be terrible, we have to get ready, and Bush being dismissive. That was your worst day, not when you had a public relations problem because you looked like a goofball looking out the window. Going,
and by the way, you should fly over. You should survey all the damage. That's a totally reasonable thing to do, which is you can get off the ground at the end of the flight. And, but I don't think it's enough. I mean, because, okay, maybe he forgot September 11th or thinks about it in a whole different context. It would never occur to any of us to not include that. That should be the worst day of your life, right? September 11th, 3,000
It happened on your watch.
Yeah, 8 months into your
And by the way, the same exact thing with Hurricane Katrina. Somebody came out to him when he was in Crawford on vacation for a month. Somebody from the CIA briefed him and said they're planning to attack New York and Washington. And he literally told them, good, you covered your ass, now go home. Yeah. Okay? That's the worst day, when you didn't prepare for an attack that was coming. Not when Kanye West criticized you. What are you, Taylor Swift? Okay? And so, and then go back to Cheney and how he controls them.
What are you, Taylor Swift?
Okay.
Did Kanye West hurt your feelings? Because I think you should forget the day that 3,000 people died. or the day that there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, or the day 1,000 people died in Louisiana, the week 1,000 people died in Louisiana. Kanye West made you feel bad.
God, what a pathetic child this is. And then, so talking about Cheney, he said, like, I don't want to be seen like I was controlled by this guy, but when making the decision on Iraq, and he writes this in his book, Cheney told him, hey, listen, are you going to, quote, are you going to take care of this guy or not? Referring to Saddam Hussein. Think of what a simpleton Bush is. Like, if we were having a conversation about invading Iraq, I'd want to know 118 different factors, right? But they boil it down to Bush in those terms. I got to take care of this guy or not? And Bush is like, oh, yeah, yeah, you're right, Dick. I got to take care of that guy.
Because who, by the way, what other response is there to that? You're going to take care of this guy or not? Not. No.
Yeah, I mean, look at the framing, and he buys into it so easy.
A man takes care of his business.
Right.
Right.
And then remember, Bush bragged to anybody who came in the Oval Office, he showed Saddam Hussein's gun that he was keeping. Because, like, I took care of that guy and I got his gun. I'm from Texas. Okay, and finally on this, and his memoirs are amazing. I almost want to read them because he admits so much that he shouldn't admit. He admitted to war crimes. He said, oh, yeah, I authorized the waterboarding of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. That is an international war crime that he admits in his memoirs, right? With no shame, no hesitation. In fact, he says, and this is going to be a quote here, when the CIA came to authorize torturing Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, doing this waterboarding, which we had prosecuted people for in the past, because it was a crime, not just an international crime, but a crime according to U.S. law. Bush's answer to whether they should do it was, quote, damn right. Damn right you should. Okay? Well, I mean, damn right we should try that guy in court for violating U.S. and international law,